Unprecedented ruling by a Texas judge that could further restrict abortion access.
Yeah, the judge issuing this decision to suspend the FDA approval of an abortion pill that's been in use for more than 2 decades.
But right away, another judge in Washington state issued a separate ruling ordering the FDA to keep the drug available. ABC's Zoreen Shaw is in L.A. to begin our team coverage on what this all could mean. Zoreen, good morning.
Gio, when we think of abortion, we often think of a type of surgery. But according to the CDC, more than half of all abortions rely on medication. And this ruling in Texas could dramatically change that. This morning, a major ruling from a Texas federal judge halting the FDA's approval of Mifepristone, the first of 2 drugs given to abort a pregnancy in the first trimester. The judge says in the ruling that the FDA's more than 20-year approval is a violation of federal law around accelerated approval for certain drugs. And overnight, a federal judge in Washington state issuing a ruling protecting access to the abortion drug, preventing the FDA from altering the status quo and rights as it relates to the availability of Mifepristone. The dueling opinions creating uncertainty about access to the key abortion drug. The Justice Department has appealed the Texas ruling, and that means all eyes are now on the Fifth Circuit, which happens to be the country's most conservative appeals court.
We're advocating against our direct abortions, intentional abortions. Seeing the reversal of Roe was a great triumph, but was very much phase 1 in our movement.
The FDA has approved Mifepristone for the last 23 years.
How is it that one person, one judge, with no medical degree, no science degree, can make a decision about a drug that has been used, that has been safe and proven effective?
Women have the right to have abortions, and you can't turn the rights around. That's not okay.
The future of the abortion drug will then likely rest in the hands of the Supreme Court. Critics say this decision will likely go beyond abortion. They believe it could motivate conservatives to challenge other FDA-approved drugs and vaccines. So another example is HIV medications. And it could also discourage companies from even investing time and resources into products that could become political targets in court.
All right, Zoreen, thank you. And overnight, the Biden administration promising to fight the decision, with the Justice Department filing an appeal to the Texas ruling. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has the latest reaction from the White House. Elizabeth, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. The White House is vowing to fight to preserve Americans' access to the abortion pill. Officials here have been holding internal discussions for weeks, bracing for this decision from the federal judge in Texas. As the Justice Department appeals the ruling, Democrats are attacking the judge as a Trump appointee with a long history of anti-abortion activism. In a statement overnight, President Biden said this does not just affect women in Texas. If it stands, it would prevent women in every state from accessing the medication, adding it is the next big step toward the national ban on abortion that Republican elected officials have vowed to make law in America. Vice President Harris, who's been spearheading the administration's abortion rights push, warned that this ruling sets a dangerous precedent, undermining the FDA's ability to approve drugs based on science, not politics. But the political reality here is complicated. Without congressional action, it is not clear what steps the Biden administration can take to preserve abortion access. The president is again calling for Congress to take steps to restore Roe versus Wade. An effort to do that already failed last year, and that was before Republicans took control of the House. Whit.
So let's talk more about those next steps. Elizabeth, thank you, and bring in our senior Washington reporter, Devin Dwyer, who covers the courts for us. So, Devin, what are the implications of these rulings going forward?
The implications are significant, Whit. They are sweeping. If this stands, as you heard Zoreen report there, it would apply nationwide, even in states where abortion is legal. And that could mean a dramatic reduction into the most commonly used form of abortion in this country, which is medication. In fact, we took a look. 40% of abortion clinics in this country only offer abortion pills. So a lot on the line. We should say for at least the next 7 days, the FDA approval and use of this drug will stand. It's status quo, but this is expected to rocket through the court system. These two competing rulings we've been talking about, one striking down FDA approval of Mifepristone, the other one ordering it to keep the status quo, is all but guarantees that the Supreme Court will have to get involved. There's no clear timeline for that yet. It's also not clear how these justices might vote on this issue. The key question, which we're going to be watching, is will they allow use of Mifepristone to continue as they sort this out? We just don't know right now.
Yeah, that is the big question. Devin, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.